Sup, you chucklefucks? It's your boy, Dark Ragu here with What If Issei Had God Powers, Part 9. Now, let me begin this What If. Let me shut the fuck up and let me begin. So, we begin into mostly Issei. Issei just woken up again this morning. Mostly it's not Saturday or Sunday, but it's pretty much a, what's it called? Or, well, it's actually not, what's it called? Well, mostly it's been a couple weeks, and of course, not a couple weeks, mostly a couple days. It is right now Sunday, and of course, he's not wanting to get up anytime soon to deal with anything. He doesn't care if he has to fight against a god, he's not going to get up. He's going to sleep. Take a long, nice fucking nap. Because, well, fuck that. This is where he hears knocking again. Issei wanted to kill whoever it was knocking at his door again. It better not be fucking the fallen angel leader. Because if it is, he's probably just gonna kill him again. Or try to kill him. This time make sure that he's 6 feet into the ground. But of course the knocking didn't disappear after a while. After Issei kind of like falling the fuck asleep back again. He decides to grab his headphones, turn that shit on, and right now go back to his bed. Fall back asleep, hearing music. Ignoring whoever it was knocking at his door again. This is where, well, he's really not wanting to get the fuck up anytime soon. But this is where, well, the door keeps knocking until the person just gives up and kind of just punches the door. Of course, well, mostly using their own kind of supernatural strength and accidentally destroying the door. This is where they switch up and say, oops. I feel like Issei's gonna kill me. This is where, well, it seems to be like a female voice that seemed to set that. She goes inside and senses no one. Well, except for Issei. Issei is right now upstairs, right now having headphones and asleep. She decides to go up to his room and sees that the room is actually unlocked because Issei, he doesn't worry that much. There's no way in hell anyone's gonna break in. That's what the mentality is most of the time, but yeah. But this is where, well, when the door opens slowly, light did kind of crack through mostly Issei's room, and yes, Issei's room is completely pitch black. So of course the light just crackles in, and of course where, well, Issei was right now facing upwards because, well, his headphones are big and he can't just like sleep one side. So of course where, well, he is right now just sleeping upwards until the light kind of hits his face, which kind of made him really not want to get up anytime soon. He doesn't even know how the light is getting into his room when he has these blindfolds, black blindfolds, like getting rid of the fucking light away from his, like, what's it called? Well, mostly room. And of course his room is like a darkish gray color. Well, kind of, but not the point. He's just yawning. He's like, for fuck's sake. Well, I wanna go home. I wanna go to school. This is where, well, he's yawning, saying he doesn't want to go to school. And this is where, well, mostly he still kind of wonders why there's light hitting him, and this is where he's getting more annoyed until he opens his eyes. With such an annoyed kind of look, until he noticed a girl right now over him, and it's being none other than Rainer. Rainer is kind of looking down. She wanted to actually wake him up by using a bit of like light magic. Now, of course, Issei noticed what she was trying to do. So, of course, well, he decides to let her try. What I mean about let her try, he says, or not, just, yeah, what am I talking about? Mostly just let her try. This is where she was about to hit him with a light magic ball until he managed to block it with one hand, grab her from the waist, pull her down straight into his bed, and right now cuddle her in an instant. Right now making Rainer blush instantly. Completely red. This is where, well, she's just trying to get out of Issei's grasp, but that won't happen. This is where Issei says, yay, crow. This is where, well, Issei kind of says underneath. This is where, well, underneath his breath, and this is where, well, right, well, not right, mostly, Rainer says, Issei, stop, this is so hot and weird. Please let go of me, please. This is where, well, mostly Rainer is trying to plead with Issei because she can feel something poking her. It's none other than morning wood. No, I'm just kidding. But of course, well, she is right now blushing redly. This is where, well, she's like, dang it, Issei, come, stop it. This is where, well, she's trying to plead with him until Issei kind of just pull her in closer. And this is where Issei whisper into her ear saying, no, I'm not gonna stop. This is where Issei opened his eyes saying, I'm not gonna stop at all. You're mine. You're very, very mine. That's what you get for getting into my room. You're gonna stay here forever. Issa said with such an evil, haughty tone voice, and doesn't work well, mostly making Rainer blush even more. Doesn't work well, she bite her lips and says, "You're awake, aren't you?" Issa says, "Somewhat, but what exactly do you want?" Issa kind of rubs his eyes for a second and doesn't work well. Rainer says, "I only came here to talk to you about any information that you have found on the Exorcist Freed or mostly on Kokabiel." Issa yawns and says, "Not my problem most of the time, but pretty much I found an exorcist last time. When I was walking home, the exorcist with white hair and kind of like grayish, I don't remember what color he was in, but he tried to attack me when Excalibur until it snapped and shattered right in front of him. The guy screamed, say I cheated, until none other used a curse technique to use red blast. Or not curse technique, mostly, yeah, red energy attack, curse energy. Does it work well? Destroying Surge Free, but yeah, Surge Free. Does it work well? Right now, making Rainer's torture was say, I see. So you dealt with Freed. Okay. About that, Issei-kun. Does it work well? Mostly Issei said, yeah. Uh, so, Issei says, you want me to do you now and actually make you mine forever? This is where making Rainer blush and say, no, 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 no. I just want you to let go of me, but I don't want to. Issei right now kind of managed to kind of get rid of one of his hands that were holding on to mostly Rainer's waist, and kind of decided to crawl up to her shirt, making Rainer blush and kind of squeal instantly. Does it work well? She didn't actually want mostly Issei to do this right now. Does it work well? It's right now an important mission for her to kind of wake him up. But does it work well? She feels very weird. But we go into a time skip of mostly Rainer right now down on the ground. She's sitting with both of her kind of like legs together, and does it work well? Like stick together, and her other like 2 feet kind of separate from each other. And she's like, she's breathing really hard. And this is where Issa says, "Wow, I can't believe you actually lasted that long. I wasn't expecting you to hit me with the light like attack right in my face." That's where Rainer glares at Issa and says, "Don't do stuff like that. Right now. Not right now." This is where Issa says, "But I wanted to. I wanted to make you mine so much. Why are you denying me so much?" Rainer glares at Issei and says, "Really? The only reason why I'm stopping you from doing something like that is because right now we have to deal with Kokabiel and other people. I can't just become too flirty around, okay? This is like a mission that I have to do." Issei say, "Fine. What happened if I kill Kokabiel? Would you finally go on a date with me and you finally become mine?" Issa said with a very high tone voice. Unfortunately, Rainer says, "Fine." This is where she said fine after a while, and this is where Issa grins and says, "Good. I would actually hope you for that." This is where mostly she kind of sighs and kind of switches, and also kind of has this like weird, fearful kind of thought that maybe Issa will be able to defeat Kokabiel. But we go into a time skip later on. Now we go into a fallen angel a fallen angel who's actually Cadre, having red eyes and of course dark long hair. Yeah, dark long hair. This is where he has kind of grayish skin, I think so. I can't remember. Is it grayish white? This is where mostly he does kind of have like the slightest gray skin, but this is where he's right now really hurt. The reason why he's really hurt is because he fought against mostly this kid with kind of blackish and kind of a yellowish hair color. Now, of course, this fallen angel is none other than Kokabiel, who's fighting against mostly none other than is it called Kazutora. Kazutora is yawning and saying, you're quite pathetic, you know that? For being a fallen angel, a cadre fallen angel, and one of the original kind of Arctic angels, or whatever, the Arctic angels, you are quite pathetic. You know that? This is where Kokabiel growls at mostly Kazutora. This is where Kokabiel makes a large light spear, but also kind of mostly puts a little bit of Hades power inside it, because he has a ring that allows him to have Hades power. This is where, mostly Kazutora is not worried about this light spear, but this is where when the light spear was launched straight towards Kazutora widened his eyes, realizing that he can't really block or even like try to destroy it with his own magic. Or, yeah, mostly his own lightning magic. He widened his eyes and was about to get hit by it. This is where, well, he said, ah, shit. This is where, well, before it even hit Kazutora, someone appeared right in front of Kazutora, grabbing the light spear and just shattering it with his hands. This is where, well, the person seemed to be a mostly almost the exact same copy image of Kazutora, but way older, and has two different color of eyes, one being black, one being yellow gold. This is where his hair is like yellowish and mostly yellowish and black, and this is where, well, it's kind of longer than Kazutora's, and this is where Kazutora widened his eyes. It's like, Yor. This is where, well, mostly Kazutora widened his eyes. This is where, well, Kokabiel even widened his eyes and says, no, an evil dragon. This is bad. This is where, well, the person growls at mostly Kokabiel. And this is where, well, he sends a bit of his bloodlust right to Kokabiel, and Kokabiel right now shit himself in an instant. This is none other than, was it called Krom Crutch, the evil dragon, the most powerful evil dragon. This is where, oh, mostly, Kazutora said, you're not supposed to be here. He's, right now, Kazutora breathes out right now entirely a little bit. This is where, well, because he feels weak against mostly Krom Crutch, because Krom Crutch is much more powerful, and he's right now dispelling a bunch of aura that actually did kind of affect mostly Kazutora, because Kazutora is only a half evil dragon, but still he's affected by the aura. So of course Kazutora feels very weakened to the point that he just passes out. This is where Krom Crutch managed to grab him anyway. He actually meant to actually knock out Kazutora also, but looks at Kokabiel and says, I don't care what you do. If you dare attack my son again, I will kill you. Right now, Kokabiel hears from Krom Crutch. Kokabiel winds his eyes. He wasn't expecting that he was actually fighting against Krom Crutch's son. This is where, well, he wasn't even expecting the evil dragon to even have a kid in the first place. This is where, well, Kokabiel says, shit. This is where, well, mostly he just says out loud towards mostly Krom Crutch. Krom Crutch says, what exactly do you want? This is where Kokabiel says, oh, aren't you with the, what's it called, Chaos Brigade? Why are you attacking me now? Why did you even protect him? He's not a part of the Chaos. This is where Krom Crutch says, he's not a part of it, but that's better for him to not be a part of it. Other than that, be gone from my sight. This is where Krom Crutch appears right in front of Kokabiel, sending a powerful kick into, well, Kokabiel, launching him down to the ground in an instant. This is where, well, mostly Krom Crutch disappears, but mostly having Kazutora in his hands. This is where, well, mostly he kind of smirks a little bit because, well, it seems that his own son is, even though he's half evil dragon, he seems to be still quite powerful. And he is quite powerful. He is much more powerful than that of mostly Viltra right now, even though he's only half. This is where, well, he grins because he mostly does look like himself from mostly the hair and probably his eye color. But of course, he looks more like his kind of mother from his face structure and other stuff. This is where, well, this is where Krom Crutch grins and says, I will talk to you later then, Kazutora. Right now, Kun. This is where, well, he kind of lands down at where mostly Kazutora's house would be at, and kind of puts him there. This is where, well, he kind of puts him in his room and other things. Now, I should mention, this was around kind of like 6:50 in the morning, but yeah, this is where, well, this whole situation was happening. This is where, well, mostly when Kazutora was left at his house, this is where, well, mostly Krom Crutch was leaving the house, and this is where, before he left, he met someone with mostly a very, like, toned out body. He looked like some kind of like athlete and other things, but of course he was quite toned out and muscles as well. Well, he had kind of greenish eyes, dark green eyes, dark kind of blackish, kind of like blue green hair. You can think about it like that. Oh, not blue, black hair. So dark blue hair, and this is where, well, mostly Krom Crutch sighs and says, "What do you want, Toji?" This is where, well, mostly Toji grins and says, "Oh, nothing. I'm just wondering, are you going to finally be in that kid's life, or are you just going to not be with him at all?" Krom Crutch sighs and says, "You already know what I do. If you already know what I do, then why do you bother in actually messing with me or even talking to me?" This is where, well, mostly Toji says, "I'm just saying, that kid is right now kind of broken and way too psychotic. You should actually teach that kid some manners. I don't know. Be nice to him. Be kind to him. I don't know. Maybe actually finally teach him something instead of just wandering around like a, well, mostly father does to his child when he doesn't want to be with his child. I don't know, like go getting the milk or something." Krom Crutch growls and says, "Shut up already." I already asked you to take care of him. I never did tell you that you should teach him any manners or any of that. He's an evil dragon. Of course, he's not going to care too much about anything. This is why almost he told you to size and says whatever. Still, I wasn't expecting you to come back this early. I thought you were still going to be in that group or something that you were supposed to be in. Crumcrunch says, I only came here to visit. Other than that, I only saw a situation between the battle of mostly Kokabiel and, well, Kazutora. That's why, well, mostly told you not, and says, I knew it. I knew that mostly Kazutora would go to get in trouble. But I thought Kazutora would be able to defeat Kokabiel. Yes, he would have been able to defeat him if mostly Kokabiel didn't use a bit of Hades' powers. You see here, it seems that Hades is right now aligned with Kokabiel, and Kokabiel is aligned with Hades. So of course he has some bit of power of Hades. I see. So a god of death is helping a fallen angel cadre. Quite interesting. Why are you telling me this now? That's why, well, mostly Crom Purchase. I'm just telling you this. You can either discuss it with, well, mostly Kazutora and even Issei Kuragawa, or you can not tell them at all anything. This is where, well, yes, Crom Crutch does know about Issei Kuragawa because he met the kid before. Of course, even though Issei at that time was actually way younger than mostly the time of like meeting, or not meeting, mostly meeting Kazutora, but yeah, he was like around 11, and of course mostly Izana was actually around mostly like, what's it called? He was around 14 years old, and of course, well, mostly Kazutora is actually 3 years older than what's it called, Issei, but yeah. That's why mostly Kokabiel at that time was actually quite old, but not the point. That's why, well, mostly he met, well, both of the Kuragawa family, and noticed how Issei was quite powerful. Now, this is why, well, mostly he didn't deal with actually dealing with the child just yet, because mostly the child was still a child and didn't know how to control his abilities. While on the other hand, Izana knew how to control his abilities and kind of did manage to give Cromcrunch a run for his money, kind of, not much. But he knew the kid was going to have more potential in the near future. So, of course, he just decided to wait until, well, Kazutora gets to a mature age. Or, not Kazutora, mostly Izana, or even Issei. But, of course, well, he gave up on mostly trying to fight them and decided to just join the group that Orpheus asked him to be in. But, yeah. This is where, well, mostly Kazutora just says, whatever. Well, not Kazutora, mostly Crumcrunch says, whatever. Tell them, don't tell them, who cares? Right now, I gotta be going. That's why, well, mostly Toji says, yeah, whatever. That's where Toji disappears. While even Crumcrunch disappears. But that's where, well, we go into mostly Issei getting ready for most of the day. Because, yes, he's going to look for Kokabiel. And, yes, he's going to kind of win, what's it called, a fallen angel for himself. This is where, well, he has a very toothy grin. And, of course, mostly Rainer doesn't like the toothy grin that mostly Issei is having on his face. This is where, well, because they're actually outside. This is where, well, mostly Rainer switches off and says, you're not actually thinking of killing him by yourself, right? This is where Issei looks at mostly Rainer and says, oh, of course I'm a plan to kill him by myself. And when I do, you're going to be mine. Mine. Even if your father begs to get you back, you're mine forever. Issei right now kind of leans down into her face, and right now wants to just take her lips again. This is where, well, mostly Rainer blushes and just looks away. Issei kind of just sighs and says, don't worry, I'll defeat Kokabiel. And when I do, you're mine, okay? This is where, well, mostly Issei disappears from mostly Rainer's view, and Rainer says, huh? Damn it, I forget he can teleport. She sighs and just walks away, but yeah. We go into a time skip of later on that day. Mostly Cern-free, Kokabiel, and of course like a bunch of like rogue exorcists and fallen angels are right now fighting against, well, the kind of different groups are in the school, but yeah. Some of either being yokais and other things, but not the point. This is where, well, mostly we go into, what's it called? Rainer, and, Rainer, let me say that again. The fallen angel group that's in the school, mostly like Rainer, Luna, and even, Raven, or not Raven, mostly, what's it called? Kenzaki, but not the point. Also, we go into the angel group with the exorcists like Zenovia, Irina, what's it called? Mostly, Hoshi and mostly I forgot the other girl's name, but yeah, not the point. But of course, then there's mostly like Valerie also there. Then there's the other devils like Sona's group and like her Parage. But yeah, those were they're all kind of trying to fight against the Exorcist and other things. Now, of course, Kiba isn't there to actually fight with mostly his swords, but of course, where someone actually appears. Mostly a group of, well, other gangsters appear. Now, of course, Sona hasn't actually put the barrier up because she couldn't. She couldn't just leave the others to kind of defend for themselves. But of course, a group of people started appearing. This is where, well, mostly these group of people are basically none other from Valhalla. This is where, well, mostly Hanma appears and saying, "Sup, you guys need help or what?" This is where, well, the Exorcists are confused, but this is where, well, mostly Sona's so more confused, saying, "What? Why did you bring a bunch of humans towards here?" This is where Hanma says, "Oh, don't worry about it. Besides, we're all ready to die anyway. Who really cares?" Hanma has a vicious grin on his face. This is where, well, Sona gets unnerved, but this is where, well, there's other people that mostly got their ass just beat by mostly Issei. And some of those members from Valhalla actually were members from different gangs around Kuo, but of course they joined anyway. This is where they had no choice. Either they fucking join or they kind of get the hell out of here. But yeah, but this is where, or they die, but not the point. But this is where, well, we go into mostly Valhalla members actually pulling out guns and other shit. Now, of course, guns still hurt Exorcists because Exorcists are still human, and even fallen angels, because fallen angels, they might be able to take like bullets, but they can still die by bullets. But not the point. They can take on more bullets than just a normal human, but they can still die. But yeah, this is where, well, right now, every kind of Valhalla member just pulling different guns, like either assault rifles, pistols, shotguns. You get the point. They just start pulling out shit and start kind of shooting at some of the Exorcists and even what's it called, fallen angels. Some of the fallen angels are getting killed, while mostly the war is kind of happening between humans, rogue Exorcists and even rogue fallen angels versus mostly Valhalla's team. This is where, well, right now we go into Kokabiel kind of getting confused. Damn it. A group of humans are right now stopping me. There's no way in hell a group of humans shall be this strong. No, they will lose against me. This is where he starts making a giant light spear and about to toss it straight towards the members until something happens. Someone appears right now destroying the light spear right in front of him. He just snaps his fingers and this is where, well, it just gets destroyed in an instant. Sorry, I can't let you do that. You be fighting me instead. The person right now appears right in front of him, right now floating up in the sky, and this is what Rainer actually notices. It's Issei. This is where, well, it's not only Issei who's floating up in the sky. One of his eyes is scarlet red, while the other one is crystallized blue. This is where, well, mostly everyone is kind of seeing this, and this is where, well, mostly Sona says, we can't give up. We gotta make a barrier, but at the same time, we gotta still help out mostly the humans. This is where Sanji says, so what do we do? This is where, well, mostly Sanji kind of confused, but this is where, well, mostly before, a bunch of like Exorcists managed to, and fallen angels managed to kind of break through the humans, like the Valhalla members. But before even getting through, someone actually appeared right in front of them. A guy with kind of blackish and yellowish hair. He says, "Be gone from my sight." This is where one of his eyes right now turned mostly the what was it called, mostly the white in his eyes actually turned black in an instant, while mostly the goldenish kind of blackish eyes that he has are now just completely gold. This is where, well, we'll see with that happening. The fallen angels and exorcists that manage to break through just gets easily killed. Their heads will be beheaded in an instant, while the exorcists themselves, mostly their body, just explode into blood. This is where all Valhalla members were screaming out for their kind of third in rank command leader, and that is none other than, well, mostly Kazutora. Kazutora is just looking at them, and this is where he just decides to stop looking at them. This is where, well, one of his eyes started crackling with blue lightning instead, which the other hand was crackling with black and gold lightning in his left hand, but his right hand was actually crackling with blue lightning. And one of his eyes actually changed also. It became a slick kind of bluish color. Well, slick kind of white color instead of being gold. But yeah, like a white kind of eye color, but the slick is actually kind of like a kind of bluish color, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly something appears on his hair also. Mostly some of the golden black and bangs and kind of like hair, not bangs, mostly the highlights around his hair started becoming white and blue. This is where, well, the symbol that's around his neck that has the tiger symbol decides to start glowing into a bluish color. This is where, well, he says, all of you better not die. He screams out to everyone, and this is where he says, "This is what my mother has actually taught me, or not mother has actually taught me. This is what I got from my mother's side, and I'll show you what I'm going to do to all of you pathetic crows." This is where mostly not Valhalla, mostly Kazutora screams out. This is where mostly a kind of like blue lightning figure appears behind mostly Kazutora, and it's none other than a tiger. It looks like this. So mostly not lightning appearing on his hand, but mostly blue flames, and also kind of being a little bit white. But this is where it kind of looks like this tiger behind him. So pretty much the name of this tiger is actually named So it's none other named by Bayako, the white tiger of the west. But yeah, this is where mostly all the mostly not Valhalla, mostly all the fallen angels and even rogue exorcists widen their eyes and realize that they're dead. This is where mostly Kazutora says, "Bayako, punch of the west." This is where he swings his mostly right hand forward, and this is where a huge barrage of blue flames just smashes upon all the exorcists and fallen angels right in front of him. This is where all the mostly not Kazutora members, mostly all the kind of Valhalla members are screaming in cheers and happiness. This is where just because their leader, which mostly Kazutora is not considered to be, he is the leader of Valhalla, but not the point. But he's not in charge. But this is where, I'm gonna just say, gee, did he get another power? But what the hell is that? This is where, mostly Kazutora grins, saying, well, this is going to be more fun than ever. This is where, mostly features are in his left side start changing to that of a draconic a little bit, but not the point. And mostly his right side of features actually became similar to that of a tiger. This is where, mostly everyone just keeps shooting and keep firing. This is where they're trying to take out many Valhallas, not Valhalla, mostly fallen angels to exorcists. But yeah, this is where mostly some of the members of Valhalla managed to get hit by a light spirit, and of course they're down to the ground. And of course, there's people trying to like put some bandages over it, but yeah, whatever. But we go into mostly Kokabiel and mostly Issei's battle. This is where mostly Kokabiel says, "So you be the one fighting me? Then bring it." This is where mostly Issei says, This is where mostly while Kokabiel and Issei keeps kind of mostly Kokabiel thinks that he's going to be able to win against Issei. Issei is right now usually dodging all the light spirits from Kokabiel, either blocking them with limitless or just grabbing them entirely, snapping them in his hand. This is where he gets mostly Kokabiel before he even gets close to Issei by flying towards him. Issei puts his hand and says blue curse energy. This is where he pushes Kokabiel away. Kokabiel right now smashes the ground, but this is where Kokabiel tries to get back up, but this is where his wings had to block a red ball from smashing into him, but this is where the red ball managed to just kind of smash into his wings and push him back further. Issei says pathetic. This is where Issei had his hand out, mostly a finger out, and right now kind of pointing like a gun. This is where Issei says bang, but that's why the red ball appears, but yeah. This is where mostly we go into Kokabiel gritting his teeth and fight against Issei, saying I won't die. This is where he then pulls out the ring that he was given by Hades and puts it on and says, "Look here, kid, I must show you what true death power is." This is where Issei says, "Huh? And what do you mean about that?" This is where right now Kokabiel grins and says, "Balance breaker." This is where the ring right now glows such an ominous kind of like reddish color, but yeah. This is where, mostly with that happening, right now, Kokabiel kind of goes into a balance breaker state. It's like this armor that's like all like bony and of course covering up his wings and also his body. It kind of looks like this. Let me show you. So pretty much it looked like this. If you don't know where this is from, it's mostly from Hardcore Lebanon Warrior, a webtoon, kind of like mostly webtoon. So yeah. So of course, this is how it kind of looks like, the armor that mostly Kokabiel is in, but yeah. Now, of course, where Kokabiel is right now in this armor, this is where he grins, saying, "You think you can defeat me now?" This is where, right now everyone feels the power and magic pressure, but this is where, mostly because the Kazutora feels it, and he feels a little bit worried. He sensed that power a while ago, and the only other person that managed to defeat that kind of power was none other than his father. But this is where, he's not too worried because he's right now kind of awakening his draconic presence and also his other power from his mother, but not the point. This is where, he then kind of noticed Issei is in two phases. This is where Issei grins and saying, "Well, so that's your power. Good to know." This is where, right now Kazutora knows what exactly Issei is going to be doing. And this is where, mostly everyone's worried until someone kind of like asks Kazutora if Issei's going to be fine. And there's none other than Reina and even what's it called, Catherine. They seem to be quite very worried about him. Very worried. They don't even care. They're right now releasing their actual true feelings for Issei. And this is where, well, mostly Kazutora turns around them to kind of just grins and saying, "Oh, don't worry. Joy Boy is coming." This is what, well, right now, Kazutora right now says to them with such a kind of just friendly, kind of malicious at the same time grin just appear on his face. And this is where, well, right now they're confused saying, "Joy Boy?" This is where, well, right now Kazutora screams out, will mostly cough into his hand, and right now kind of cleans out his throat. And this is where, well, he screams out, "To the skies and heaven themselves." And this is where, well, mostly we go into Issei kind of like glowing with this kind of whitish color for a second. And this is where, well, mostly confusing, well, mostly Kokabiel, because he thought that he was gonna make Issei scared or something, but no, something is coming. We go into mostly Issei's chest, beating like the drums of liberation. This is where, well, mostly we go into Kazutora saying, "Joy Boy has returned." We go back into Issei. Beat. This is where, well, most see Issei's hair started going up. Instead of kind of like, it was already up, but it started kind of like flowing up, like animating itself. And this is where, well, most see Issei's kind of features, well, mostly one of his eyes, scarlet red eyes, started glowing a little bit more ferocious than normal. This is where, well, mostly his clothing themselves were starting to change. Of course, he had them, well, mostly he didn't have them unzipped, but this is where, well, mostly he did have, what's it called, his like jacket. It was just being unzipped because Issei decided to say fuck it, because why not? This is where, well, mostly Issei was grinning with such a mind alcohol kind of grin on his face. And this is where, well, right now making well, Kokabiel kind of scared for a second, not knowing what the hell that was. Joy Boy? What the hell is Joy Boy? This is where, well, no one else knows what exactly Joy Boy is. And this is where, oh, even the devils, fallen angels, and angels were confused, were just left there dumbfounded. Exorcists and even some humans, and like Aika being there, kind of left confused, until something appears in the sky. This is where, well, a white, bright energy appears. And this is where, well, mostly the face of, well, this is appearing right in front of mostly Kokabiel. This kind of reddish, like, smile with reddish eyes, and mostly his clothing being kind of like torn up or something, kind of appearing golden and red lightning appearing around mostly Issei. This is where, well, Issei is saying, this is where he's laughing like a maniac. And this is where, well, when the glow of energy disappears, what appears right in front of Kokabiel is a white form version of literally Issei. Literally, he's just completely white. Mostly, not his skin, but just his clothing turned white. His hair is flowing up like it's made out of fire. And of course, well, he has one of his hands covering up both of his eyes. And this is where, well, he's just laughing. And this is where he falls down to the ground. But this is where he bounces up right now, kind of laughing even more. This is where, well, right now making everyone confused. Wait, how the hell did the terrain right now turn just bouncy? This is where, well, right now, Kazutora says, also known as Sun God Nika. This is where, well, mostly Kazutora just wants to say that out loud, because he already knows the transformation of Issei. He's seen Issei use it one time before, like fighting against some kind of god. That kind of annoyed the hell out of him, but yeah, not the point. This is where, well, mostly Issei is laughing. This is where, well, he stops bouncing, then appears right in front of him, standing tall, the moon glowing upon him. Literally, the moon is just kind of like, not the moon, the sun is literally shining upon mostly Issei, like this divine light shining upon him. This is where, well, because yes, the sunrise is kind of going down. This is where, well, right now Kokabiel is confused. Until this is where Issei decides to grin, and this is where, well, he disappears in an instant, reappearing right when not disappearing. Mostly, he bounces up once, twice, and then the third time he just launches straight to Kokabiel. This is where he started kind of like putting his arms around him and just started spinning them around like if he's the goddamn helicopter. This is where, well, he started kind of going straight towards, well, Kokabiel. Kokabiel right now launches a huge light spear where mostly Hades kind of power in it, and launches it straight towards mostly Issei. Issei just ignores the spear by kind of just flying past it. But this is where he managed to punch it, or not even punch it, mostly use a bit of Conqueror's Hawking to knock it out. Mostly destroy the light spear without even trying. And this is where, well, Issei appears right in front of Kokabiel, punching him right in the face. Square in the face. Right now his fist is going right through, or not even right through, right now to and bending through Kokabiel's face, launching him away, kind of smashing him into a wall. This is where Kokabiel gets knocked out for a second. He gets back up and right now is angry. Right now making more spears and bigger spears of what's it called? Just light and unholy light magic, and also Hades magic. This is where he started launching them straight towards Issei. Issei said, "Ah!" This is where his eyes right now stick out because he does show them, and of course they are now one is scarlet red while the other is crystallized blue. And this is where he's like eyes just popped out of his eye socket, but managed to grab both of his eyes back into his eye sockets. And this is where he started kind of jumping backwards. And this is where mostly he's decides to pull the ground in an instant. Right now lifted up in the air, and this is where Kokabiel was confused, and this is where everyone was actually just dumbfounded, shocked, and just what the fuck is happening. All the fallen angels are saying what the, this is where Kazutora already killed the fallen angels using blue flame or gold and black lightning. But yeah, this is where almost Kazutora says you shouldn't be looking away from me. This is where mostly everyone is just kind of just seeing this whole just weird battle. This is where all the light spears smash into that wall, bouncy wall that was being launched up in the sky. But of course the light spears decide to launch back towards Kokabiel, and Kokabiel winding his eyes until he gets hit by all of them, until the ground right now almost smashes upon him. See that kind of curves up and almost smashes upon him because mostly Issei says come on, counter attack. This is where mostly the thing almost smashed upon Kokabiel. Kokabiel was confused, but this is where he looks up and sees Issei right now bouncing from each wall, going straight into light speed, smashing upon again into, mostly Kokabiel, but this time smashing it into his chest. Right now making his hand kind of bounce through, or kind of going through mostly, not Kazutora, mostly Kokabiel, and launching him again straight to another wall. Kokabiel winds his eyes, but this time his armor almost shatters. This is where, he's confused what's happening. He doesn't know what exactly is happening. Issei is laughing like a maniac, saying, this is where, mostly Kokabiel says, I'm going to lose against a human like you. This is where, mostly Issei says, interesting. Gamma. He launches up, and this is where he says, barrage attack. He starts just swinging everywhere. Started just swinging his fist everywhere. Kicks, fists, and everything around, going straight to Kokabiel. And Kokabiel, all he can do is just literally stand there, confused, shocked, and this is where he started getting his ass beat multiple times. Either getting punched, kicked, punch, kick, you get the point. It's just random attacks. This is where, mostly Kokabiel's armor shattering in an instant. This is where all his armor shatters because not just from mostly the fist, the rubbery fist that Issei has, basically being Looney Tunes, they also have coated armament Hawking and Conqueror's Hawking being in them. So of course it easily just shatters the armor. This is where, mostly Kokabiel just shocked and instant. This is where Issei says, Gamma! Grab! This is where he grabs, mostly Kokabiel from the leg. And then this is where, Issei says, slam! This is where he slams Kokabiel into the ground. This is where Kokabiel says, what just happened? He tries to get up because he was unconscious for a second. And this is where he's grabbed again, slams back behind Issei. Then again, when Kokabiel tries to get away, he gets his leg grabbed again and then slammed forwards. So basically, think of it like the Hulk when he was fighting against Loki. But yeah. And I'm talking about Marvel Hulk. The Marvel Hulk. And, not the Marvel Hulk, mostly Marvel Loki, getting his ass just kicked. This is where, slam, 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 slam. And you can also see the words appearing right before mostly Kokabiel's hit the ground. It just say slam. This is where, Kokabiel is being slammed over and over and over and over and over. Valerie is just seeing this and just shocked to see her partner, or not her partner, mostly her rival, being this strong. And of course, he was hiding another motherfucking form. This is where, she also realized that Kazutora also was hiding a different form entirely. She growls at the fact that mostly the evil dragon, the half-evil dragon, and her freaking rival were basically hiding just so much stuff from her. She hates it. but she of course falls in love more for Issei just because how interesting his powers are entirely. This is where Issei is laughing and laughing and laughing more, and of course Kokabiel, he's getting PTSD out here. Any cartoon he ever watches ever in his life, if he sees fucking SpongeBob just do some random shit, he's just going to have PTSD from the fact that he just got his ass kicked by literally fucking 1984 fucking cartoons. But yeah. This is where, mostly Kokabiel tries to get away, but this is where, he says, where do you think you're going? You shouldn't be running away. No. We should have some more fun. This is where Issei grabs one of Kokabiel's wings and the other wing from mostly the bottom from all the way from the top. And Kokabiel says, what are you doing? Issei says, I'm gonna play jump rope. This is where Kokabiel says, no wait. This is where she starts just using Kokabiel as a goddamn fucking jump rope. Think of it like how Luffy does it with Kaido. Just using his shit like a goddamn jump rope. This is where, mostly Kokabiel's being just fucking swung around like a goddamn jump rope. This is where all the fallen angels and also just rogue exorcists are just seeing this. They just wind their eyes seeing a cadre fallen angel being used like a goddamn jump rope. This is where, they just wind their eyes and realize they should probably fucking run away now. But before running away, mostly Kazutora appears saying, no you don't. Burn! Right now be barbecued from my existence. This is where he's killing every fucking thing that's in front of him. But yeah, without hesitating, the Valhalla members are just kind of getting popcorn and eating while mostly seeing, mostly the cadre fallen angels being used like a goddamn jump rope. And this is where Issei says, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50, 60, 70. This is where he's just going over so many times the jump rope until he accidentally ripped off the wings from mostly Kokabiel. Kokabiel was just screaming in pain. He lost 2 wings, and not 2 wings that were basically parallel to each other, just 2 opposite wings. This is where, Kokabiel says, monster. This is where, we'll see Kazutora appears right on top of him and says, where do you think you're going? No, we can't let you just fly around. No. That'd be bad. This is where right now Kazutora puts his leg right on top of mostly Kokabiel, and Kokabiel says, please have mercy on me. This is where, mostly Issei says, no fair, Kazutora-kun. You can't just do that to me. I'm having fun. Why are you going to take my fun away? Kazutora says, because I'm bored, and I'm going to take your fun away. This is where mostly Issei grabs a pair of wings from mostly Kokabiel and decides to try to pull him straight towards him so he can actually play around with mostly Kokabiel again. But this is where Kazutora says, no, give me back my winged fallen angel. No, mine. This is where mostly both Kazutora and Issei are basically pulling on mostly like, what's it called, these wings. Like Issei's pulling on 4 wings, like literally 4 pairs of wings. Well, not 4 pairs of wings, like 2 pairs of wings. So basically, just grabbing on 4 or not 4 way. So yeah, he gets 4 wings while Kazutora grabs the other 4 wings, and this is where mostly they're just pulling on it and saying, no, mine, my toy. This is where Kazutora says, no, I'm bored already. This is where mostly, right now, Kokabiel is basically having the worst time of his life. He's crying in pain. He can't even plead for these 2 because they're literally psychos and they're literally pulling on his wings like if he's a fucking toy, which he's not. He is not a fucking toy. He's a cadre fallen angel, but he feels like his wings are being pulled out of his body. This is where, mostly all of the fallen angels that are actually watching this, some that hasn't been killed, mostly the rogue fallen angels, and some that are basically mostly like Rainer, Luna, and like the others. Angels and bats, or mostly like the angels and devils, who are basically Sona and the others, and yeah. Well, Sona's not an angel, but she's a devil. But this is where, they're seeing this, and they're just right now feeling bad for Kokabiel. This is where Issei says, it's mine! This is where Kazutora pulls on it and saying, no, mine! They both pull it at the same time and rip off basically all 4 wings. From mostly Issei rips out 4 wings, while Kazutora rips out mostly 4 wings themselves. But this is where, mostly Kokabiel is right now crying on the ground because he lost his fucking wings. He lost his wings to just these psychotic brats. This is where, he doesn't have the power of hating him no more because literally it was shattered and isn't even the ring. And this is where, his wings are gone, so he's not defined as a fallen angel no more. So of course, this is where, he's crying in pain, saying, why people like this? This is where Issei says, hey, we got wings. Do you think if we like put them on our back, we can fly? This is where Kazutora says, I don't think that's how it works. But this is where, mostly both Issei and Kazutora had grins on their faces. This is where Issei basically got the wings of mostly Kokabiel and started flapping his like hands to think he will be flying. And literally he starts flying because literally he can just define fucking laws of physics and everything. He just starts flying around and saying, "Wee, look! I'm a fallen angel. I'm a stupid fallen angel. My name is Kokabiel." This is where, well, Kazutora is chuckling and laughing, while mostly Kokabiel is just being humiliated. He's crying in pain. He just doesn't want to be here no more. He'd rather be dead, but no. Instead of fighting to the death, he's right now fighting for his fucking humanity. Or not humanity, his humanation, but yeah. This is where, well, he's crying. This is where, mostly Issei says, "Wee, I'm a fallen angel. Look, there's more fallen angels. Maybe I should take their wings out. Maybe I'll become mostly like the 16-winged fallen angel." This is where all the fallen angels that are rogues right now try to run away from Issei. This is where Kazutora says, "Where do you think you're going, all of you? You shouldn't be leaving. Now die." This is where he sends both blue lightning and purple, not purple, mostly black gold lightning straight towards the fallen angels, destroying them all. This is where, well, the exorcists wind their eyes right now trying to run away, but before they can even run away, they get their heads just shot out by mostly Valhalla members. This is where, well, mostly Issei is flying around saying, "Wee, wee, wee." This is where, well, he just keeps flying around, just being a fucking troll while Kazutora is murdering these fallen angels, but yeah. But we go into mostly a time skip. Right now, Kokabiel is right now just crying him to sleep, just crying himself to sleep. Literally, Kazutora and Issei could have killed him. No, they just let him live. For the fucking humiliation that he does not have wings anymore. He no longer has wings. He's not a fallen angel. He's this weird, crack-headed kind of looking person now, but no longer a fallen angel. And this is where, well, we go into Azo when he found, well, mostly Valerie kind of brought Kokabiel with him. Or mostly not with him, mostly when Valerie kind of brought mostly Kokabiel with her towards mostly Azo and Gorgorio. Right now, Azo is confused and says, "Are you sure this is mostly Kokabiel?" "Yes." "Where's his wings?" Issei, Kuragawa, and Kazutora Hanme right now ripped out his wings, are basically just playing around with them. This is where Azo says, "Holy crap, why do they have to be so brutal?" But then again, I know one is an evil dragon, the other one is basically Dietrich's host, but God, why do they have to be so brutal? I don't know. This is where, well, we go into mostly Issei and Kazutora, like getting out of their transformations. Like Issei is out of his kind of like sun god Nika form, and this is where, well, he's finally out of it. And this is where, well, he says, "It feels better. I felt a little bit tired also." This is where, well, Issei kind of admits. This is where, what's it called? Kazutora says, "Same. I feel really tired. I'm gonna probably go home. Fuck this life. Alright, I need to take a nap or something." This is where, well, mostly says, "Agree." But before kind of going, Issei noticed, was it called Rainer? Rainer was really scared until Issei couldn't resist. He decides to spook the hell out of her, and this is where she jumps up, but this is where Issei grabs her from the waist and kind of pulls her closer to him. This is where Rainer says, "What are you doing, Issei?" Issei says, "I can't resist myself. I need you." This is where, well, we'll see Issei said a very lustful tone, and this is where, well, he has some very, like, haughty kind of, like, tone at the same time. Of course, well, he was kind of breathing out pretty, mostly hard, and of course, like, breathing in, like, hot air into mostly Rainer's neck, right now making Rainer blush in an instant. This is where Catherine says, "No fair, I want to also." This is where, well, she actually said it out too loud, right now making Moriyama and the other girls confused and say, "Want what now, what?" This is where, well, mostly Catherine says, nothing, nothing. This is where, well, Issei kind of admits what basically they want. This is where Issei says, "Oh, they just want something fun." And mostly this is where, well, mostly Issei kind of just explains them what exactly they want, making all the girls there blush instantly. Even the angels were actually having quite dirty thoughts. Even though they're angels and supposedly they can't have any, like, mostly lustful thoughts because they will become fallen angels. Issei, on the other hand, said, "Other than that, I should be going then. But I'll be taking Rainer and Catherine with me." Moriyama says, "No, I want to do it with you also." This is where she screams out loud, even what's it called, Sona, and some of the other girls start kind of admitting their feelings. Issei swatches up and says, "Well, I can't because I will feel kind of bad if I accidentally take all yours, kind of mostly this is where, well, mostly they say, "We don't care." This is where, well, Issei swatches up and says, "But." This is where, well, they literally look at Issei with an uncaring look on their faces, but they mostly have these hearts in their eyes, either love or lustful. This is where, mostly Issei short up and says, "Maybe I should, not show you where I live, so I'll be going." This is where Issei disappears by himself, but yeah. This is where all of them gets angry and disappointed at the fact that basically they were going to get Issei one way or another, but not the point. Now, Hama and the others are basically leaving with their motorcycles just gone, but yeah. There's some people that died, but not many. But yeah. But we go to the next day, and of course, it was open house mostly for the next. Next day was basically going to be open house on Wednesday, but not the point. Other than that, I'll be leaving off here for part 9 of this What If. Part 10 would be whenever, but other than that, bye, see you, and yeah.